Today I wanted to show you everything from the apps to the widgets to how I customize my iPhone, my home screen layout, how I customize my action button to make it extremely productive, extremely useful, and obviously extremely aesthetic. So first off, I've got a couple different setups. So for example, this setup right here is color themed to the wallpaper itself, because now with iOS 18, you can truly customize your iPhone extremely well. And this for me is one of the only ways that you can actually make your iPhone very aesthetic in terms of the color theme, because if you put a strong pink color, in my opinion, and blue and neon yellow, it's kind of distracting. But this, in my opinion, once you get used to it, once you get used to where every app is, in my opinion, I personally get used to it. It's less fun, it's less colorful, which is a good thing in terms of productivity. And as you can see, I have no social media like Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, which obviously provides productivity for me. They're all obviously here inside of the social tab, but in my opinion, I just don't like having them just right there, easy for me to tap, just so I don't, start scrolling away. Apart from this setup, I've obviously got a couple more depending if it's the weekend, if I can have a little bit more fun. I absolutely love this Apple Intelligence themed wallpaper right here. I think it looks absolutely stunning. I've got the iOS icons with iOS 18 larger. It's just so much fun and it just feels so vibrant. I love this setup right here a lot. I wear this one a lot. I also love using the photos one. I absolutely love this lock screen setup that I've got with me and Apple. The dog right here, I think this is awesome with the yellow. It just looks absolutely stunning. And I've got a couple other wallpapers that I've downloaded. Obviously the Take a Breath wallpapers, which I just dropped in inside theecosystem.com. If you want them, links are down below in the description. So before I show you all of the apps, I wanted to show you what I customized my action button for, which I absolutely love the action button. It is extremely useful on my iPhone 16 Pro Max. I've basically got a bunch of commands of things that I use daily, such as mute my phone. I can recognize a song with Shazam, which is that simple. I love using Shazam with the action button. I have my leaving home scene inside of my Apple Home. So when I tap this, all the lights will turn off in my home. I've got my clean my home and clean my kitchen shortcut. So when I tap on this, my Roborock Smart Vacuum, I have it with a Siri shortcut plugged into my action button, so it will start cleaning my home. I can call my girlfriend. I've got Sierra, which is just my local coffee shop that I absolutely love. And I just, my rewards card. So I just, boom, do that. I've got my Sonos setup. So if I want to change something with my Sonos setup. And then I've also got ChatGPT straight from here. So if I want to ask it something, since Apple Intelligence isn't available in Europe, I have to use the action button for that. If you want to know how to do like the secret little menu for the action button, I actually made an entire video about this. If you want to do it yourself, it's a little bit complex, but in the video I show it, very simple. So if you want to go check it out, go do that. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to turn on the colorful theme just so you can see the apps way better. So let's go ahead and get started with my apps and my widgets. So I always love having this calendar widget on the left. And what's cool is that this shows the day, which is great. I can see it's Friday and it's the 17th, but if I actually swipe in the bottom, I can always see what's next that I have to do. I just love the way that this one looks personally. And then if I want to see something quick, I can just swipe up and that's it. As you can see, the first home screen setup are all Apple native apps. I love the way that they look. I use absolutely all of them constantly, except one of them isn't from Apple, and that is Kernel, which if you don't know what Kernel is, you're seriously missing out. It is the best entertainment app out there in the industry. You can see all the popular films of the moment, as well as the shows. If you like a show, for example, you can see where it's streaming. If you want to save it to a playlist, you can do that as well. It's just like music, but for movies and series. So I can save it to my favorites or the ones that I want to watch with me and Jenny, my girlfriend. I can also share a movie on iMessage, so I can actually send recommendations to people, which is absolutely incredible. You can see the different seasons, when the new seasons are coming out, such as season 3 of Squid Game, which by the way was absolutely amazing. You can see the trailer, the cast, here's your profile. And here's a tiny sneak peek of something that we're launching. What's that movie with the cooking rat? You can search and it will tell you exactly what that movie is. This is coming soon. As you can probably tell, I'm a little bit biased with Kernel because we built this app and I am obviously extremely proud of it. That is Kernel. Apart from that, Apple Maps, App Store settings, photos, health, wallet. And then we've got Apple Home. I absolutely love my smart home. I've got all of my smart home with smart lighting, smart sensors, smart locks, smart homes, and smart accessories is literally my passion. I've got the Find My app and the rest. Let's move over to my second page, and we've got tons of incredible apps over here. First off, we've got Revolut, which is my digital bank of choice. I am absolutely obsessed with Revolut. It's just such a simple UI. I love the fact that I can have US dollars, euros, I can have a bunch of currency. The conversion rate is incredible. It feels like an Apple bank. Everything is just so simple. You know, I've also got a traditional bank, but I absolutely love using Revolut because it's just, everything is so freaking simple to use. I just love it. I've got Revolut and then Revolut Business for my business. I've got ChatGPT, which obviously doesn't need an explanation. The activity app. I've got Roborock, which is the robot vacuum that I was telling you about. As you can see, I'm currently in the studio right now, but the robot vacuum is currently vacuuming my living room, and it's so cool to see, you know, that I'm kind of far away from home right now, and I can see that it's currently cleaning my living room, and it's now going inside of my studio. I can stop it, you know, I can add mopping. I currently use the Roborock S8 Max V Ultra, which is like the best that Roborock has right now. I'm super happy with it. And oh man, am I happy about Flighty. So I've been using Flighty to track all of my flights. It uses the dynamic island. You can see this right here, all of the flights that I had this year. The design of this app is absolutely stunning, and it gives you real-time information about your flight, like your boarding gate info. And the boarding gate, it will actually tell you in the app before than the display in your airport. And it's also got an incredible Apple Watch app. So in terms of traveling, if you travel a lot and you've never tried out Flighty, you are seriously missing out so much. It just gives you so much information, as you can see. Even the baggage claim, like where you have to pick it up, the terminal, all the info on weather, arrival forecast, your airplane, what type of airplane it is. Like, it gives you so much. The notifications are extremely useful. You can also share a flight with your friends and family, and they can actually see where your flight is going. You can add Flighty friends. You know, we were going to CES on January, and my videographer and my producer were both sending me their flight. So in real time, I could see where they were, and I got notifications like they just landed. They are 1 hour delayed. It's absolutely incredible, seriously. If you're a traveler, you probably know about Flighty, so I'll stop talking about it. And then I'm not really much of a hardcore gamer, but I absolutely love this Star Wars Hunters game. The graphics are great for being an iPhone game. I love the fact that it truly, you know, uses the chipset of your iPhone. There's nothing really much else to it. It's just, in terms of if you're a Star Wars fan, you're absolutely going to love this game right here. Apple Podcast, I've got my YouTube studio for all of my analytics stuff. The Apple Store, Craft is an app that I absolutely love. Craft is a note-taking / journal / you can do just so much stuff on it. Reminders, it's kind of Apple Reminders, Apple Notes, kind of Apple Calendar in a way. All of my podcasts, for example, scripts, I do it all in here. So every time, you know, I get, so this is a great example. This was my news episode with Jason Smashpop. And, you know, I just wrote a bunch of articles. I put them in here. So when we were going through the podcast, you know, we just tapped it in here. This was during CES. I was actually writing notes in Craft. So then later in the video, you know, I had to make my recap video, and I just had everything organized. There's so many features in here. It's just a really aesthetic, really well-designed note-taking app. I wonder how they describe themselves, but this is the way that I use it. I just love writing on it. Scripts for the videos. This is a script for a video. You've also got AI. So you can see you can add as task list, whiteboard, cards, table. The text styles is incredible. You can add a page, a card. You can add images, stock images as well, live text, a whiteboard, a formula, a sketch. The Vision Pro app is also incredible that I also love using. The iPad app is amazing. As you can see, it's truly adapted to my workflow. And then I've got my personal favorite photo editing app. You called it Lightroom. A lot of you always ask me how I edit my photos. If you ever want me to release a Lightroom preset, I'd love to drop it. So let me know in the comments if you want me to release it to all of you. But yeah, I absolutely love editing photos. I think it's just so much fun. I love having the whites really bright and then just the colors really popping. I think this color editing right here is incredible, is incredibly satisfying. And Lightroom is just so powerful because also of all of the masking that you can do. You know, you can select a subject, and with the iPhone, it's so powerful and so fast that I can just keep on, you know, editing in terms of masks. You know, I always like to add texture to certain textures, as you can see. Like this jacket right here just truly pops so much more just by adding, you know, a lot of texture. So there's just a lot of tips. If you want me to make a full video, for example, on how I edit my photos, I'd love to do that, because I'm just a big fan of editing photos and all of my photos just looking, you know, very, very nice. Obviously, like I've got tons of them that just people love. Most importantly, I just freaking love the way that they look. So yeah. Let me know in the comments. Before I continue, let me tell you really quickly about today's sponsor. EcoFlow Oasis is the industry's most advanced home energy management system. It allows homeowners to easily manage all of their energy consumption by combining AI-driven insights, real-time monitoring, and automation while seamlessly integrating renewable energy sources such as portable and permanent solar installation. While I was actually at CES, they demoed the whole app to me, and it just blew my mind in all the different ways you can end up saving money. It was incredible to see a 24/7 real-time monitoring. The EcoFlow Oasis simplifies energy management with its all-in-one dashboard. There were customizable widgets, enabling you to see your energy flow, and it was actually quite customizable. Because with a single customizable screen, the customizable dashboard will allow you to prioritize certain devices during outages, or even track a specific energy consumption. And you do all of that within a single iPhone app. They also demoed me their long-term energy planning, allowing you to identify trends, like surplus solar production, allowing you to consider certain upgrades, like an additional battery storage, so you can maximize efficiency and to obviously sustainability. They've also got this AI-powered smart assistant, so you can ask it things like, how can I consume less energy? How can I save money with my energy bill? And it will give you all the steps to do that. It will also give you real-time data on your solar production and electricity prices, and the AI assistant will alert you if certain prices go up way too high or obviously way too low, and specifically during peak rate periods. The EcoFlow Oasis will also activate storm mode. So if there's a potential outage, it will ensure that all of your batteries remain fully charged. Now, one of my favorite features in the Apple ecosystem is Matter support. And the EcoFlow Oasis is obviously compatible with all of it. There's a seamless collaboration allowing users to integrate all of EcoFlow products from their battery to their solar panel to third-party devices. Everything is compatible with Matter, with Timer, or with Shelly protocols on one single platform on its app. So if you're interested in your first power solution, obviously hit the link down below in the description. EcoFlow, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Then I've got WhatsApp. As you know, in Europe, this is pretty much how we send messages to friends and family. I make my friends talk to me in iMessage, but I obviously have to use WhatsApp for everybody here. And then I've got two widgets right here, which I actually use in different ways. I'll show you in just a second. Right now, they're set to music and podcast. But the cool thing is, if you actually, you know, do this, I've got two more, which I use constantly, and they switch depending on the day. 6 p.m. most of the days is usually when I leave the studio. That's why the music is here. So, you know, I always tap on play directly from the widget. It's absolutely amazing. And then I've got the kernel widget, which goes back to my app. If you're actually excited about an upcoming film, I'm personally a big Disney fan, so I'm pretty excited about Snow White. There, I can tap on the widget. If I'm excited about Captain America, I can see and count down my days for 25 days, which is coming soon. Captain America, I'm also super excited about it. There's also Avatar 3 coming out. I can add it to a widget. Boom, 327 days. But come on, Lilo and Stitch, 123 days. Can we get excited about that? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And then I've got my personal favorite soccer app. This is where I track all of my soccer scores. Obviously, I'm a massive, since I'm from Barcelona, I'm a massive Barcelona fan. And for me, FUTMob, it's called FUTMob, is my personal favorite. We're third in the league, but trust me, we're gonna win this league. I can see my upcoming matches right here. There's also Dynamic Island support. You can see live activities, so you can actually activate the Dynamic Island for your favorite soccer team. So I've actually got, you know, usually the teams that I like to follow: Barcelona, Espanyol, because my friend plays there, Barcelona, the women's team, Girona, Madrid. So I've been tracking my teams that I just like. Madrid is not my team, but I like to see how they're doing. But the app is great. You've also got tons of news if you want to read it. It redirects you to different articles, matches, tables, stats. The notifications for me are a game changer. So every time somebody scores, it keeps me up to date. So that's pretty much it for my home screen setup. It's actually pretty simple. Before we go into my app library, and I go, you know, pretty quick into my favorite apps inside of here. So you can see I like to keep my most used apps just very simple on site. I don't like having way too many apps in my home screen. I usually, you know, just search up, you know, the apps, as you can see, you know, Notion, for example, I don't even have it in here, but it's always in Siri suggestions. So I just know where everything is. But before I do that, I want to show you really quickly how I have my control center set up. This is the way. I like having the silent mode button really big. I like having my widget right here, which I can hold, which, by the way, if you don't listen to my podcast, well, you know what to do. If you're big into Apple and the ecosystem it surrounds it, that's what this podcast is all about. All the stories behind the Apple ecosystem. It's also obviously in the description. Okay, now that I showed you all of my widgets and my apps, let's show you my app library. There's a tons of stuff here. Social, what I can tell you, you probably know all of this. Social apps, creativity. Let's start talking about these guys. So AI emojis is a pretty cool app. It's got tons of, you know, AI generated emojis. It's kind of like Genmoji from Apple, but if you live in the European Union, well, you can't have access to that. But my personal favorite AI generated emoji app is Emoji Hub. It's way better than the other one. You've actually got emoji packs. So you've probably seen this all over TikTok, right? Brown aesthetic. So you can actually install one of them or all of them. You can add to keyboard, and there's so many of them. Check out this Apple pack, which you've got AirPods, Christmas, silver, and snow. An Italian pack. This one's pretty fun. That's so cool. This heart-shaped pizza is nice. Macaroni. What else do we have? BMW, if you're big into cars, that's cool. Donald Trump, classic Christmas, cozy winter. Like, there's so many. Coffee one. Ooh, I like this one. I'm gonna save it. This black theme is cool. There's so many. You can also create a pack. You can also generate one. Some other creativity apps, you probably know Captions. If you're a content creator, this is the app that I use to create all of my captions, which is a must-have for me. It's cool because it transcribes everything. We recently posted this reel right here on Instagram. You can actually move the text any way that you want it. As you can see, you can make it larger, smaller, you can center it. It's got so many different features that I don't really use. I know there's so many of them, like eye contact, so you can actually change the way that your eyes look on camera and act like you're looking at the camera. Like, there's so many. I just use it for my captions. I know it does a lot more. Freeform is an app that I just use constantly. It's probably one of my favorite apps, especially on iPad and on my Vision Pro. It's just a great way to visualize a concept. I've actually captured, you know, so many of them. So yeah, I just absolutely like it. I've got CapCut. I've also got Final Cut Camera, which is Apple's new camera pro app. You've got zoom, you've got a bunch of parameters like focus and multicam on iPad. Like, there's so much, and I've been testing it out recently, and it's pretty good. You've also got Globetrotter, which is a pretty cool app. It's basically a Photos app, like very similar to the Photos app on your iPhone, but most importantly, it's kind of more focused on travel and the places you've traveled. So it will show you've traveled 13% of all countries in the world, 4 continents, 26 countries. It will give you a list of all of it. You'll have like a world travel scratch map, 99 landmarks collected, 25 collected, and it does it all automatically with the Photos app, and it will give you a bunch of summaries and info about your photo gallery. So if you took this photo right here with your friends, you know, you have the location of where you took that. You can also tap here and create a new memory. Like, it's a very fun app. I've mentioned it in the channel before. You've also got a pretty nice Apple Watch app, nice widget. It's pretty cool. Lightroom Photos Pixelmator, you've probably seen it before. Fun fact, Apple has currently bought this app, like the company behind Pixelmator. It's pretty cool. You've got a bunch of tools. The one that I use the most, it's just very accurate. It is the repair tool. Let's say I have like this little stand right here. I can draw on it, and it acts like the cleanup tool on the iPhone. But I think it just works really, really well. And it's also a photo editing app. The reason I use it is to simply, you know, delete stuff. I've got Polycam, and it is an incredible app that uses the LiDAR scanner on your iPhone, and you can actually scan rooms, and it does it all with the LiDAR scanner, which is amazing. This is a restaurant example, but I've actually been scanning something that I can't tell you yet, but you'll see, it's absolutely amazing. You can also scan objects, as you can see, so you can check it out. using the lighter scanner, and you can have a full-on 3D model of it. 2 Stories is an incredible app. This is you've probably seen this in my Instagram stories. You can actually put a YouTube link and it will give you this nice design. So if you want to let your audience know that you just posted a new video, this is what I do with you to let you know. It's pretty nice. You've got like different templates. I love using this one, and you can change the color of it. I like, you know, downloading it and then adding it on top of a photo. Same thing goes with podcasts, with notes, with photos, with tweets as well. So if you're a content creator, or if you're not a content creator, if you just want to post an article to your story, that's the way you do it. Which, by the way, since this is my video, I can plug my Instagram in. If you aren't following me on Instagram, you are seriously missing out on a bunch of incredible Apple content. So you know what to do. Hit the link in the description and go check it out. Let's move over to the productivity apps. The first one is Bitly. It will basically create a shorter link of a link. ChatGPT, you know it. Countly is pretty nice. It's basically lets you create a widget for follower accounts, in particular for Twitter. So you can add this little widget, 40,333 followers, and the last name. It's pretty cool. Craft, I showed you. Drive, I've showed you. Equiflow, I showed you. Files, Fotocasa, these are just like Spanish apps. Notion is, you know, I can't live without Notion. I'm in Ocean way too many hours per day. It's my entire, our entire workflow for all of our production, my videographer, my producer, my manager, like everybody's just in here and everybody's just talking constantly inside of here. Inside of here, I've got all of my production. So you can see, you know, all of my shorts, how the progress is doing for all of my podcasts, for all of my videos, you know, if anything has sponsors, if anything is ready to film, when we're posting everything. So it's just so much craziness inside of here, but that's how we stay organized. If you want a full-on Notion tour, I'd also love to do that. Numbers, Pages, Plod. I showed you Plod before. It's an incredible accessory. I made a whole video about this. It's this little accessory that you can basically record conversations. It will transcribe everything. You can even summarize those conversations, which is amazing. It will literally give you a mind map of everything that it does. Just blows my mind how well it works. Siri shortcuts. I have a bunch of shortcuts. If you want me to make a whole video about the shortcuts as well. In terms of entertainment, I've got all streaming services that you know and love. Utilities, is there anything that I should show you here? I guess Flick, just a bunch of smart home stuff like Gobi. This is how I control my Gobi lights. Smart home, I have already shown you that. In terms of travel, just basic, like, you know, airline apps. Finance, my bank stuff. Health and fitness, this one's pretty cool. Daylight goals, basically using your Apple Watch, you know, light sensors and all of it, it will tell you how much time you've spent outdoors. Just something that is kind of obvious that you should be outdoors, but when you work at home or in your office all day, being reminded to go outdoors is nice. Jeller Streak, I've talked about it way too many times in the channel that I just like it so much. Jeller Streak is an incredible app that is basically like the fitness and workout app, but basically tells you to be a little bit more gentler with your health. I love the activity app. Obviously, I love the activity rings. These are where all of my medals are, all of my limited edition challenges as well. I collect them. I love them so much. I've been collecting them. Look at this one since 2017. It's amazing. This was one of my first ones that I was so proud of this. July 15th. That was pretty cool. High Coffee is pretty cool. I just had a coffee. You can actually track your caffeine intake and it will tell you, you know, how long your boost is for your coffee. So you can keep track of all of your caffeine intake and you can actually start Coffee Boost now. You can start it, boom. So you can see I'll have a dynamic island animation and it will actually show me how long my caffeine boost will last me. It will last me 2.5 hours. That's it for my health and fitness. Test Flight is where I currently am testing a bunch of beta, shopping and food. This app is pretty cool. So you can actually point at an ingredient label. I don't have one right here, but it will tell you, you know, if it's vegan or not, if it's got gluten or not, which is nice. You've also got travel cards. So, you know, I'm vegan, for example. So you can just tap this, for example, and you can actually, you know, translate it into a bunch of languages. So if you're traveling and you can actually, you know, you can just speak to it, which is cool. Sierra, which is my coffee place, you know, all the typical shopping ones, information and reading. Motivational is pretty cool. It will give you and send you notifications for motivational quotes, which is nice. I like, motivational quotes. They get me pumped through the way. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing from Walt Disney. I like that quote. Games. I just test a bunch of games sometimes for reviewing purposes for the channel. Is there anything else that I should show you here? Just a bunch of smart home stuff. Tesla app, when I was testing a Tesla, Roblox, Pinterest. That's everything that I've got on my iPhone. If you wanna see how I did my action button animation little shortcut, you can tap this video right here. You can hit subscribe if you found value out of this video, or you can keep watching the videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.